Bienvenue à Paris, the city of love, as they say, the city where this one American girl came to work and the world fell in love. 58 million households around the world chose to watch Emily in Paris in the first 28 days of premiering it, according to Netflix, making it Netflix's most popular comedy series of 2020. How can this one American girl, though fictional, impact tourism in France? Film-induced tourism is defined by Professor Sue Beaton as tourism based on a piece of media, may that be film or TV, for example, most notably for visiting filming locations or film-themed locations. Some examples of film-induced tourism include visiting the NBC film sets for TV shows like The Good Place, going to a film-themed location such as Hong Kong Disneyland's World of Frozen to experience the rides that they have that are Frozen-themed, or going to locations in Paris where Emily in Paris was filmed, such as 5e Place de l'Estrapade, where Emily is supposedly living. Beaton says the popular media of the day influences the appeal of travel destinations and activities through constructing and reinforcing particular images of those destinations. This, in other words, is postmodernism explored by Baudrillard, which is defined to be an alternate representation from the reality or the real thing, and each representation is called a simulacra. Take an orange, for example, as the real thing. Examples of simulacras are orange-flavored soda, orange-flavored chocolate, or even orange juice. These all represent the same thing, an orange, but they're represented with elements that are added, removed, or changed, such as adding chocolate or making them juice. In the media, we're able to see this with Paris, such as adding superheroes in Paris, what if the rats of Paris cooked? And what if an outsider's view of Paris, meaning that it's extremely romance-filled and stereotypical, was mixed with the perfect girl where everything works out for her? In other words, though it's not perfect, it's a really idealistic representation of life in France. Saying that this is an idealistic lifestyle isn't coming from me, but it's coming from the Parisians themselves.
J'ai pas cette vie-là, mais je pense que bon, et peut-être il y a quelques Parisiens qui ont cette vie-là, mais pas beaucoup. En tout cas, c'est vraiment très minime. C'est une représentation très minime de la réalité.
Elle est dans un appart à côté de son taf, elle y va en Uber ou taxi, je sais pas. Enfin, c'est complètement déconnecté de notre réalité. Et ça, c'est presque un peu énervant quand on le voit.
Et aussi le fait que ça parle anglais partout, c'est pas forcément le cas. À Paris, je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de gens qui parlent anglais, mais là, dans la série, c'est quand même que ça. Et c'est pas très réaliste. Ouais, c'est un peu idéalisé, quoi.
Joseph S. Nye outlines soft power in which tourism is part of, and that is defined by him as the ability to get what you want through attraction rather than coercion or payment, and it arises from the attractiveness of a country's culture, political ideas, and policies. It brings to the media where such soft power is used to influence the audience to visit a country, for example, its landscapes, its monuments, and those attracts the audience. For example, in Emily in Paris Season 1, in the Paris montage sequence where we are able to see a few of France's soft power sources, such as La Tour Eiffel, La Cavalière Roman, Assemblée Nationale, Arc de Triomphe, and the Palais Garnier. And these existing soft powers were there before the TV series release. However, after the release, several locations have been influenced by Emily in Paris Season 1 and are created as soft powers for Paris, such as her apartment on 5e Place de l'Estrapade, her office in the Place de Valois, la boulangerie that she goes every morning, which is la boulangerie moderne, the place where she meets Mindy, which is le Jardin du Palais Royal, and the restaurant that Gabriel works at, which is the Terra Nara. But why visit these soft powers turned tourist attractions anyway in the first place? Well, I asked my friend Teresa, who loves visiting various filming locations.
Okay, so I'm Teresa. I'm from the Czech Republic, and one of my main hobbies, I think, is culture and anything connected to media, which I'm studying and trying to pursue my career in. I think it makes tourism even more fun, and you can visit many places that you might have never visited otherwise, and I get excited when I recognize the place shown on TV or that I know something more about it. that it is just not a random place, and to be able to understand why they chose a specific place and so on. And the knowledge is cool to have and to tell others when you're just walking by some film locations, to just tell them something interesting. And it might be even the main reasons of your travels. For example, for me, I watched Mamma Mia for the first time when I was just about 11 years old, maybe. And I told myself that I needed to visit these beautiful places.
Not only did the TV series itself impact tourism, other online media creators attracted audiences by helping them plan their Emily in Paris themed journey to Paris through a two-step flow. For example, there are articles, blogs, and videos online that outline the locations used in Emily in Paris so that the audience can go there themselves. Not only were there addresses and indications as to which location corresponds to which phone location, such as visiting Emily's apartment on 5e Place de l'Estrapade. Because of how clear these addresses were, it made it extremely easy for audiences to find and go to the location themselves. According to a survey by the Centre National du Cinéma et de l'Image Animée, in 2023 they surveyed 503 tourists and found that 79% of tourists have visited France having seen a TV series set in France. The CNC then also claims that 11% of tourists visit France because they've seen a film or TV series set in France as well, in which 38% of tourists that visited because of a TV show visited because of Emily in Paris.
Viewers could do more than just watch Emily's adventures from the couch. They started to actually go to the city where Emily lives and works.
I wanted to see the architecture and everything else that is around here, but Emily in Paris brought my heart here in the beginning.
Or actually, I can say that she influenced me in the best possible way. And it made me Google some of the places that look really nice that I can visit, like Place des Vosges, or even made me visit some of the specific locations, like Emily's apartment building or the Chef Gabriel's restaurant. And it was a very pretty neighborhood, and I just enjoyed walking through it and visiting all the great locations, and it was very pleasant.
Emily in Paris not only impacted audiences at home, but also the tourism industry in Paris. Multiple tour guide companies have made tours based around the film locations of Emily in Paris. A local tour guide working under her own company named April in Paris has created a 3-hour walking tour around the multiple film locations from Emily in Paris, and is promising to get a pain au chocolat from Emily's favorite boulangerie as part of this tour, in which attracts the audience who have traveled all the way to Paris and want to experience life in Paris in Emily's shoes. Though, not literally, because all she wears are heels. Emily in Paris has made a huge impact to tourism in Paris by attracting tourists with the way that Paris is represented through an idealistic postmodern simulacra. By showing the audiences an idealistic version of Paris, the audiences watching at home were attracted. Alongside the soft powers of Paris's tourism that were already there, and the way that it was used in Emily in Paris attracted the audiences even more with Paris's monument and culture like the La Tour Eiffel. In conclusion, with the data from the CNCA, Emily in Paris has made the biggest impact to tourists coming into France based on its popularity amongst other French media, and that it is the most popular TV series that has attracted audiences into Paris.
Qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, mais moi, ça fait quelque chose.